Welcome to 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K Plus movies to randomly watch, whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie 14,948 on Metacritic's all-time movie list. It is called Gentlemen Broncos from 2009. It has a Metascore of 28, which wasn't very high, and a user score of 5.8, which was a little bit higher, so we might get into that and why that might be. The budget for this was $10 million, and the box office was not good. It was $118,192.
It's a kick in the junk, considering their previous successes. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but I can also see why audiences didn't really grasp this as much as Napoleon Dynamite, for example. So, awards, not a lot of big awards, but there's a couple of small awards here. Film Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Actor for Jermaine Clement, which I can see why, and Best Film at the Berlin International Film Festival.
Interesting.
So yeah, nothing crazy, but some recognition. So the director is Jared Hess, and him along with his wife wrote this. Her name is
Can you pronounce the wife's name? Because
Jerusha.
Jerusha, very good. I was struggling there myself.
Yeah, so they are the ones behind Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, and so you can obviously see traits and ingredients from those movies in this movie. Just to give you a background, I watched Nacho Libre for the first time two nights before I watched this one. And I actually think this one's better than Nacho Libre, to be honest with you. I didn't think...
I agree, and I loved Nacho Libre, so, it's... Yeah, obviously we're not scoring that movie, but I think this is slightly better.
Yeah, I was going through it, Nacho Libre, and then I was thinking about Napoleon Dynamite. Then when I watched this, I sort of assumed why Nacho Libre wasn't that good. It's because... not all of the characters are weirdos in Nacho Libre. They don't add a lot of substance to the plot. There is Nacho and his sidekick, and they're quite weird. The nun isn't weird, and nobody else is weird in the movie, and they don't have enough weird lines to bring that across the line.
And I would agree with you there, because if you're going to set up a weird movie where everything's weird, it's not enough that a couple of people are weird. It doesn't make as much sense, whereas in an almost parallel universe, all these people being weird together kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Weird universe.
Yeah, and so it is Nacho Libre. It's definitely a weird storyline, but just not weird enough to make it as good as Napoleon Dynamite. Because every character in Napoleon Dynamite has something to look forward to when you rewatch it. But I can't even remember whatever. Anyway, this isn't about Nacho Libre.
3 hours later, still talking about Nacho Libre and what you don't like it as much.
Yeah. Just one more important name behind this is the producer Mike White. Now, to be honest with you, I first knew of him from Survivor and The Amazing Race because I watched those reality shows, and he was a contestant twice on The Amazing Race and once on Survivor.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and he kind of kept it secret on Survivor what he was involved with, but I think nobody recognized him or anything.
Dude, this guy's got cojones, in terms of what he's done. He's done a lot.
Yeah, he's very, obviously right now he's big up for White Lotus, and it's a really good TV show. I really enjoyed it. But he did write the Emoji Movie, though.
Yeah, that's not his highest point. But, you can go back and look at School of Rock in Orange County as some of his writing past work, and, they're pretty good. So he's done quite well for himself, and he's doing amazing right now.
Yeah, and fair play to him. All right, so... let's get to that later. All right, so in a nutshell, this plot is about Benjamin, played by Michael Angarano, and he's basically a teenager who likes to write sci-fi, weird sci-fi, and so he goes to a writer's camp where Chevalier, played by Jermaine Clement, is there, and he's very famous. He's his idol, basically. He writes a lot of sci-fi, and he basically ends up stealing Benjamin's story, and from then on, it gets
you
out
got to
of
mention
hand.
the memory cannons. It just stuck with me, and then I can't get it out of my head.
Well, I was going to mention them later.
Sorry.
When we get into that area.
Okay. That's all I can think of now. Sorry.
It's interesting. So Chevalier steals the story, and at the same time, Judith and Lonnie buy the rights from Benjamin to make his movie as well.
Is it not Tabitha?
Oh yeah, sorry, Tabitha. Judith is Jennifer Coolidge's character. Sorry, yeah. Tabitha. Yeah, so Tabitha and Lonnie. So you'll see during this movie 3 versions of the movie he made in sort of flashbacks, not flashbacks, but flash alternatives, and also as they make this horrible movie in real life as well. So it's interesting. It's interesting the way it's wrapped up and introduced.
I love the readings of the story, like, and then as they flash into that version of the story, be it Jermaine Clement's or Benjamin's version of it. But yeah, I'll let you go on.
Yeah, no, we will get to that anyway. So, like, yeah, it's only like 129 minutes long, so it flies by pretty much. And it reminded me of also Nacho Libre as well, because it has a problem, and they solve it within the last 10 minutes of the movie. So,
yeah. I love that as well, though. Like, yeah, we're finished, done, bang.
Yeah, it's very similar, and that's fine. I'm trying to think of Napoleon Dynamite. That's sort of similar to that too, I guess.
Well, he kind of solves everything by dancing in Napoleon Dynamite, which is awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, let's start off in the first 30 minutes sets it up. He's heading off the band camp, and like I sort of knew I'd laugh a couple of times during this movie when he's going to band camp. And the bus driver comes out, and he's just one of these, let's call them Hessian characters. He's just a bit off-center. He's a bit just weird. And then Benjamin's going on to the bus, and he hits the bus driver in the head with his bag. And then he gets onto the bus, and he hits another girl in the head with a bag. And I just went, oh, that's kind of funny. And then the next bit I laughed on the bus was when he had to give Tabitha a hand massage.
See, I can't, that's one of the parts of the movie I found a bit too much, if you will.
Really?
Yeah, it was just
so much. It was just so much conditioner or so much.
It was too much lotion, man.
And it was just
the noise that was freaking me out. The noise freaked me out. I couldn't take it.
Well, that's it. Well, some people don't like those sort of noises, so I guess that'll freak you out. Yeah, but I just thought that was hilarious because I liked
Lonnie eating the crisps into her ear and going, "Oh." That made me chuckle.
That was weird, and it all went on. It all went on for just a bit too long.
Yeah, that was kind of freaky. I was a bit worried at this point because I was thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to like this movie," because I really wanted to like this movie, but it moves on, thank God, and there's less lotion.
Yeah, the hand lotion gloopy sounds goes on for a while, but it's the sort of weird humor I like. So we get into the first Yeast Lord, the name of his book. We get into this sort of retelling of the story as Tabitha is reading it, and it gets this is where we see Sam Rockwell as doing what he does best and.
My jams.
Character. So it's all about gonads and stuff.
And the pilfering of gonads to increase the virility of the army or something?
Something like that, yeah. It's I don't think we're meant to really take it all in the story. I think we're meant to look at it broadly going, yeah, this is bloody weird and something that...
But it's these stories that make this movie for me. And Sam Rockwell is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so overplayed. It's perfect.
There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's six flashbacks during the entire movie. So yeah, it pops in quite a lot. So that's the first. That's the sort of first. Sorry, I keep on calling them flashbacks. I don't know what else to call them. They're visual representations of his actual story, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's too long. So I'm just going to call them flashbacks.
Because it actually happened.
Yeah. So that's the day, the night before. He basically he shows Tabitha his story, and she loves it, whatever. But the next day is Cletus Fest, which I don't know why it's called Cletus.
Well, obviously it's about books, and books and Cletus. But what's not to get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is when we are introduced to Ronald Chevalier, which I think he sounds like a cross between Dr. Evil and Professor Snape.
With a bit of French pompousness thrown in for the crack.
Yeah.
For no reason. It's great. He really hams it up.
Yeah. And this is where he shows his designs and the memory cannons come in. So we'd always get there in the end, the memory cannons.
Well, he couldn't skip the memory cannons.
And did you see, just for sentimental sake, did you get the Bob Dylan connection?
Oh, I didn't.
Well, I think "Hard Rain's Gonna Fall" is a song.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been easy if we were still doing that, but whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, he basically says, "Hey, listen, submit your books, and you'll get a big, massive deal." And so
You get
so
a
Benjamin,
1,000-book publication, 10,000 copies of your book published, and he would do the cover art for it. Which, judging by his stuff he did when he was 13, was going to be amazing.
So Benjamin obviously puts that in, but I had to write down the kind of made me giggle. His signing off sentence was word for word. I will say it. Made a glistening chrome of the Borg Queen shed her light upon us all.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm going to say that every time I leave a room now.
It's a good way to sign off. Maybe we should sign off the podcast with that.
Oh, we'll do that later. Yeah, no problem. So I think the next kind of funny bit is the workshop the next day with the with how to change names to make it more legendary.
The Suffix Workshop.
The Suffix Workshop. And it was funny because it said, add any of these to it. Anus, Agonus, Onus, Onius.
Yeah. And it makes it more mysterious and interesting.
Yeah, one of the
Teacup.
Teacup. She says, one of my characters called Teacup. You go, no. It could be called Traginus.
And then the main character goes, well, maybe it should be about a resource like, rock or trees or something. And this really offended Ronald.
Yeah.
No, I wrote, what was it he said? Oh, do you realize I'm the author of Troll Hole?
Troll Hole.
Brilliant.
It's a good scene. And so he goes in there, and we see a scene next where Chevalier is under pressure from his this kind of sets the entire movie up, so I kind of have to mention this next scene where he's under pressure from his book person, and he says, I have another idea, moon fetus. They find a fetus on the moon.
That's it.
That's it.
That is the idea. Beautiful. I don't know why that wasn't made into a book. I love in the background in that scene is, for no good reason, is a massive crest of arms on the wall behind his bed.
Oh.
Just like really just weird. But, a lot of this movie, a lot of weird stuff's in the background. Like the main character's, Benjamin's house, is a geodesic kind of dome shaped thing for no reason other than it's weird. Yeah,
it's an interesting architecture for that. And it's just like a hobbit house or something in concrete. He finds Benjamin's book and he reads it, and I only mention that because then the next interlude comes in, and the first Bronco is the last. Beach. Bronco is the last time we see Bronco before he turns into Brutus, which is more entertaining.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. So
Sitting there with his back to the camera. Oh, I'll let
oh
you.
yeah, yeah. No. Go ahead.
Well, like it opens. He's on the beach, back to the camera. He's got rocks tied to his leg or legs for some reason, and he's screaming in pain as the narrator, which I think is Benjamin, informs people that he's sewing back on his missing gonad.
Yeah.
Just weird, but amazing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mention of yeast factories and stuff like that. Just bizarre stuff. Yeah. So that brings us up to like the half an hour mark. So we're kind of a third way through the movie already, and he goes back home. He leaves. Benjamin leaves the writer Cletus Fest early and goes home, and you see the sort of weird interaction he has with his mother, weird life he has at home with his mom. His mom, played by Jennifer Coolidge, who plays the character like Jennifer Coolidge plays the character in White Lotus. Very, very simpering, very prone to emotional outbursts, sort of fragile a little bit, and weird, like every other character. So
I thought she was quite good in it, though. I think.
Yeah.
It's Jennifer Coolidge. Like she's playing herself, really.
Yeah. She's doing that. So yeah, he has to sell lingerie and stuff for his mother, who's like, well,
gowns.
Dressing gowns, yeah.
Yeah, but weirdly, she makes the dressing gowns out of things like curtains and duvets,
yeah,
which is nice.
Well, yeah, in that world, it's nice, yeah. And then you go through Chevalier. He's rewriting everything. He says, right, I'm going to have to change. You have to put a Cyclops there, surveillance doze.
Yeah, I hate doze. What I like about that is when he's changing the name to Brutus.
Yeah,
it's a nod that I'm betraying you, and then he says, "Oh, please forgive me, Brutus." Save. But yeah, and then moon buggies as not just Cyclops, but a Cyclops on a moon buggy. Fantastic.
Yeah, and
but then the next piece is Sam Rockwell. He's licking this. There's another character in it who's just a weird technology guy or whatever, just strange, makes bombs. But anyway, he points at something on the ground. Sam Rockwell goes over, picks it up, and goes, "Oh, a yeast biscuit." Starts nibbling it, eats a bit of it. But the next piece is just. Is this the jumping bit? Am I jumping the gun?
Jumping bit.
Yeah, we start springing around on some sort of weird wire work.
I don't think it happens now. I didn't really write too much about what was going on in these interludes. Like
I focus mostly on the interludes because I
have random words.
Like upstairs. No, I think that's. I might have been jumping the gun. Sorry, yes. No, it is here. Sorry, it is here. Yeah, he starts jumping around for about 30 seconds for no particular reason other than he's just eating a yeast biscuit, and it's just beautiful in my mind. It's just weird ass Sam Rockwell dressed in a pink gown, bouncing around the place with a mad blonde wig on his head.
Yeah, I think he's better as Brutus than he is as Bronco. He hams it up big time.
He just turns it up to 11. Yeah,
he camps it up basically. We head back and we are introduced to Dusty, whose snake all over.
The guardian angel of Benjamin. Like a big, like they do in the States, Big Brother project. So the mum, I don't know if she finds him a church or something to look after the son, so he's got a father figure or something like that. But yeah, that you just introduced him 10 seconds in, a snake poops on him, which
a lot.
It's a lot of poop. Apparently this happens. I didn't know it, but my wife said, "Oh yeah, they do that." It's like, okay, snake expert.
But Mike White plays Dusty just to perfection, like a Hessian character.
Yeah,
the half-closed eyes, the gape mouth, and just the weirdness. And he's obviously got some blow darts with him and a blow dart tube. And he says something about dipping them in rat poison and some of my poo.
Yeah. Which makes sense. And they start shooting the darts at a cat or something.
Yeah, they see the cat and it hits Mum.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
in the implants in
In the
her
mammary
bra,
cannons.
the mammary cannons. So she kind of faints, and then
It's a silicone implant. It's a
it's a silicone
silicone
implant.
thing. It's
Yeah,
fine.
everybody's okay.
Yeah, it's good. I think the next Brutus interlude is where it's a bit of action, and they use his vomiting as a cannon against a flying deer.
Oh, the vomit cannon. Yeah, I've got that noted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's does with lasers. There's a battle stag with rockets, and it flies around the place trying to kill somebody, but it's just so, like
Yeah.
Sharknado terrible, but more so. Um, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And you know what the deer reminded me of? I don't know if you ever saw the video for Queens of the Stone Age. No
It's
one knows.
exactly what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, really?
It's a similar level of special effects,
Yeah, for sure.
which is amazing because I love that video.
Why do I have written down around this area, born with flesh pockets?
Oh, that's the third character in these scenes. The brother of whatever hell their name is, the bald girl. But he
Yeah.
reaches his hand into his flesh pocket and pulls out a spare gonad in a glass jar, which they throw at a turret, and it kills the Cyclops powering it for some reason.
There you go. Well done.
Which is amazing. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So, at this point, we see a couple of times they're filming the movie in the real world, Tabitha and Lonnie. And Lonnie, Hector Jimenez hams up his smiling a lot. His teeth are just on constant show.
Such a wide mouth that man has. And that's not special effects. It's just ridiculous.
No. He does it a bit in Nacho Libre, but in this one, he just turns it up. He's just constantly being ultra weird with his mouth movements.
Yeah.
It
gets more so though when he's doing the when he's acting with the bowl cap that's painted brown.
Oh yeah, big time.
Fantastic. And the there's a scene in a couple of minutes. I might be jumping in here a little bit, but
no,
it's the guys in the back of a trailer being pulled along by a truck, sitting on deers, while the Wind of Changes plays in the background.
Yes.
And it's such a perfect piece of music. There's changes in his movie being put in. Lonnie's turning it into a kind of a romance, and Benjamin's kind of miffed about this. And the Wind of Changes is playing. He's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. So yeah, that's a.
Oh, I should have mentioned actually. Sorry, I should have mentioned that he's already sold the rights to his story to the two guys at this point.
Oh yeah. They're basically ruining the movie every day that they do. I don't think the Scorpions would have envisioned seeing Wind of Change to that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Better than the actual video.
Yeah. So I think Chevalier gets an award or something, doesn't he? And he
publishes the book. I don't know if he gets an award, but he's back on top. He's flying now. Everybody loves this book with Brutus and the very effeminate Sam Rockwell. And I think at this point, Benji's not a happy man because he
doesn't find out just yet.
Yeah, it's when they go to see it in the cinema, the local cinema, have a showing of the movie that Lonnie's put together with Tabitha.
Yeah, so they get to the premiere, and he's dressed up as his mum's. Mum has dressed him up as something in his dressing gown or something in one of her fashion gowns. It's just ultra weird. Yeah. And I love the part where they're playing the movie and Dusty's character was a Northern Irish accent.
Yeah, that it was amazing.
That was so good. And
I couldn't find who did the accent for it. I really wanted to find that, but I could not. It's just terrible.
And Dusty sort of side looks over to, I think,
the lady or something. What's this?
What's happened? But it's just a very, very small voice or a facial reaction. I thought that was very good.
Yeah, I like later on when he's talking about it, just to jump forward and come back again. But he says to Benjamin, I can't believe they did that. Next time somebody tries to modify your play, you should take them out. I sounded like a fucking leprechaun.
Yeah, exactly. And I was wondering, did they go for Irish there? And then obviously they confirmed it when they said that.
Yeah.
Back in the premiere, Benjamin just hates it. He goes out and throws up, and then
which is perfect timing for Talbot to run out and kiss him with chunks of vomit on his face.
That was nasty.
That was super nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so nasty. There's a weird bit where Mom goes to the mansion and to sell some gowns and
Don Carlos,
yeah.
Lavario, like he tries it on with the mum. The mum runs out in horror. That's when Benjamin suddenly grows a pair and challenges Don Carlos to fisticuffs. Of course, Don Carlos has no intention of fighting, so he goes in and gets a revolver, starts shooting at him.
Yeah.
And this is where the weapon of earlier comes in.
Yeah, so he dips it into some poo on the ground and fires it into Don Carlos.
Double tap, right in the chest.
Double tap, boom. Just before that mansion scene, he goes into the bookstore and finds out, oh my god, Chevalier stole my crap.
My hero is an absolute jerk who ripped me off.
Yeah, so we have another Brutus flashback where he's very campy in that one, and they're talking about some friendship stone or something, and
the time capsule, and then he's blowing on this friendship stone, and he just chucks it in the river or something. And it goes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we get to the book signing scene, the sort of culmination of the story, and Benjamin goes in with his nightgown and has a showdown, and he's like going, no, here's a I love the way he just goes around picking random prizes, going,
here's a pillow of me, or the main character of the
pillow.
story.
Yeah. And he does mention here, he does shout at him, he turned Bronco into and he mentions a word that's not actually used that much.
Yeah,
it's not used that much in 2023. But it was accurate though.
Yeah.
But he's in jail then because he's thrown out. Yeah, he gets thrown out of the thing, and his mum brings him a popcorn car into the
it's his birthday as well.
Oh yeah.
Here, I made this popcorn car for you, and she can't get it through the bars. She's smashing it in. Oh, maybe I'll give it to you later. But this is where the important point comes in. This is where she saves the day.
Saves the day. Yeah. Just to note that popcorn balls were a running theme during the movie.
Country balls, yeah. Bag of two in a sack.
Yeah. He obviously wants to. We go like we did with Natural Libre, and the problem of the movie is solved within a few seconds when we find out that Judith, his mum, has registered all his stories already. So that really shoves Chevalier's.
And it's free, massive amount of free publicity on his story. So he gets it instantly published. He probably gets loads of money off L. Ronald in the meantime. So and he produces a line of clothes for his mum as well with the cash he's earned out of it. Yeah. Everybody's happy.
There's a final flashback where there's stag rockets and arse turrets and.
I love the stag rockets. Where Rockwell is sitting on the back of a stag and he's like, yeah, and slaps the stag and rockets go off. Yeah, slap. Rockets flying off, killing all the bad guys. I would imagine Mr. Rockwell had a lot of fun making this movie.
I think so. I think he wouldn't have taken it too seriously at all.
No.
So it was actually way more enjoyable than I thought, but it's still a pretty dodgy movie to say that it's a good movie.
Yeah, well, listen, 14,000 is kind of harsh scoring to me. I don't think it needed to be done in 14,000. I think a lot. Maybe this is a Marmite movie. Not that I loved it per se, but
no,
I didn't hate it at all.
No,
but 14,000 seems rough.
Well, it's based on the Metascore of the critics, so the user score is 5.8. So I think this is one of those disconnects that we'll see a few times, and I'm glad we found it and it found us.
Yeah, I would never have watched this, considering how low it is down on the charts. But it was an enjoyable watch. It's stupid. It's very stupid, but sometimes that's good.
I kind of like that, but Napoleon Dynamite is hard to beat. I think they just found that and they wrote that and directed it the way they did in a perfect timing situation, and all the characters came together. But having said that, and just to reflect on what we said at the start, I think the more characters that they have that are weird and have a major part in the role, the better the Hessian characteristics of a script comes to light, and it works better that way. So Nacho Libre, I don't think Nacho Libre is bottom of my list, and Gentleman Broncos is above it.
That seems a bit fair.
Yeah. Listen, so the plot overall, I gave it 2.75 out of 5 just to put it above average, because I thought, it's got weird Bronco interludes and stags with rockets and turrets with arses and some good quotes, and it was kind of enjoyable.
I dropped it a little bit lower. I went 2.5, but that's because while I adored all the Sam Rockwell cutscenes, the main story is not exactly complex. It doesn't need to be.
No.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, that's fine. So acting, you're going to get weird acting from a Hessian movie. I thought Michael Angarano as the main character was fine. He's sort of like this sort of stuff happens in sort of character. I don't know how else to describe it.
His acting, ride. Yeah, his acting there wasn't actually that difficult to do, I don't think. And I don't think he needed to do any more than he did. So it's very hard to rate him in this, because, as you said, stuff happens to him. He's just there.
Yeah. He's along for the ride. He hasn't really done a lot. He played a young William in Almost Famous. He played by Hector Jimenez is weird, and that's what you expect from him, from the movies that he's done. He acts with his teeth a lot, which is fine.
Play to your strengths, that's what I say. I thought Tabitha was quite good, actually.
Hallie Pfeiffer, she's done nothing after that.
No, not at all. And then Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty, Mike
Dusty.
White.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. And of course Sam. So I give 3 in acting. I don't know about yourself. I kind of like the acting in it. It's kind of hard to rate though, because it is weird.
Well, you've got Chevalier, Jermaine Clement.
Oh,
him from What We Do in the Shadows and the
Flight of the Conchords.
Flight of the Conchords, yeah. I think it's confusing. I gave it 2.2 at 5 out of 5 just because I don't know. There's not enough meat to the bones of what they say. Like Napoleon Dynamite, there's a lot more sort of substance to the dialogue, I think, in my opinion. Like Napoleon Dynamite acting, I'd probably give 2.75 out of 5 or maybe 3, just because they take it a bit further, but obviously there's some characters in this that take it far, but it's just, I don't think it's as powerful as Napoleon Dynamite's range.
Napoleon Dynamite had a stronger and more interesting plot to go along with the main character, which I think, I absolutely agree with you there.
Yeah, and in Napoleon Dynamite, you've got Napoleon, you've got his brother, his uncle, you've got Pedro, you've got Sensei, bow to your Sensei, and there's a lot more, I think, going on there. So, what did you give it to?
I give it 3.
3, okay.
Just because Sam Rockwell.
Yeah. 2.25 I give it. What else? Anything there? Obviously, Sam Rockwell worked with Tom Cruise in The Green Mile. Not Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks.
It's a different Green Mile than I've seen, but I think I'll watch it.
So that's Tom Hanks appearing in the last 3 movies.
Well done.
Or so. Links theme. Okay, Sand Brackett's track was actually better than I thought it was going to be.
It was very good, I thought. We had Ozzy Osbourne, Paranoia.
Black Sabbath,
Cher.
Sure.
Obviously, we had what was that one? "Carry On Wayward" by Kansas. That was a great song in the credits.
Yeah.
Before we jump off the credits, did you watch past the credits?
No.
There's another scene with Sam Rockwell and the cutscene where so it's kind of weird. It's Sam Rockwell's character Bronco and the girl
Or Brutus. Which one?
Sam Rockwell's
Brutus or Bronco?
Bronco.
Okay.
Anyway, he's looking lovingly at the lady while her brother is in the background, which is really freaky. But he goes over, he picks up a bowl of honey, smears it over a bald head, cuts some hair, quite a substantial chunk of hair from his beard and his head, sticks it onto her head, kisses her, then pulls her head back, and then licks her from nose to forehead. And that's the end.
Wow.
It was perfect. I was very happy I didn't shut up just before that because it was freaking weird.
Well, that bumps up the plot points, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Soundbar Strike.
Yes.
Thanks for that. I like the year 2525. That's a good start and end
Great
song.
starting.
Good.
Yeah.
And did you hear in the background Ringo Starr's "Act Naturally"?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, it's very noticeable. I don't know, listen, the music, the sound brackets track was sort of incidental, but they were good, so I'm just giving it an average 2.5.
A bit more generous, 3.
Yeah, no problem. So production-wise, I don't really have a lot written down in my notes about this, because it's sort of, I like it, but it's nothing, I don't really know what to say about it. Obviously the flashbacks are tacky.
Yeah, perfectly tacky.
Yeah.
And there's production in there in that to make something look so crap is a skill in of itself. But I also thought the clothes, the wardrobe choice, like everybody wears weird clothes, especially Benjamin and his mum. But then the stuff that Sam Rockwell wears in the cutscenes is insane. Oh, and Ronald Chevalier's choice of clothing too is just fantastic in terms of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought as well the cinematography was, well, there's nothing interesting in terms of the types of camera angle, but the scenes they picked and things like that geodesic house, or it was just weird, and they've chosen very weird scenes and locations to film.
Yeah, as they do. It was filmed in Tooele, Utah. I was trying to find some information about Tooele, Utah, but they tested some military rockets and bombs near it, but that's about it.
It explains why everybody's weird there.
Yeah. I gave it 2.25 out of 5. I didn't really, I enjoyed it, but it was nothing really too crazy.
2.5.
Yeah. So, the highest review on Metacritic is from the Philadelphia Inquirer by Stephen Ray, not the actor, I'm guessing, from Kisses.
Another link.
2. Teaming with socially awkward misfits, Gentlemen Broncos is not without its absurdist charms, although Hess, who co-scripted with his wife Jerusha, pushes the envelope in ways it doesn't need pushing. I don't understand that, but that's fine.
Doesn't like people who push envelopes.
No. Sorry, post people out there. The Austin Chronicle, Marjorie Boomgarden, gave it 0.
Whoa.
Here we go. White is cast in this film as a guardian angel and adds another level of painful homosexual confusion and stereotyping to the film.
What?
Ultimately, all the chafing caused by Gentlemen Broncos is likely to leave you saddle sore. I don't know where she gets this from.
What the hell was that?
Came out of left field.
Isn't it? Yeah. I hate gay people, so I complain about them in this movie, even though he's not the gayish character in the movie. But what? Like, if I'm going to have an issue with somebody's awkward gayness, it's Sam Rockwell's appearance in some of the cutscenes.
Yeah, I don't know why she would focus on that one, but that's weird.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's on that note, on that bombshell, that's
kind of confused by that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Marjorie feels about the movie. But I think if you're stuck for a movie and you've got an hour and a half and you want a couple of laughs after a hard day at work and you just don't really want to think about it, and you like weirdness and you like the Napoleon Dynamite, I think you'll kind of enjoy this one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's an hour and a half well worth spent. As you said, if you don't like Napoleon Dynamite, you're not going to like this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, so I think that's it for Gentlemen Broncos. Let's spin our random wheel here and see what we can get for our next episode. Okay, 548. That's not bad. Yeah, that just came up right away. So let's have a look, see at what that is. All right, 548 is a movie called Rewind from 2020. Do you know it?
Is this the one with Jack Black?
No. Is that Be Kind Rewind?
Yeah. No,
I don't know. I don't know what this is, but it's got 87 Metascore and a 6.8 user score. Its movie details is digging through the vast collection of his father's home videos, a young man reconstructs the unthinkable story of his boyhood. It's sort of, it looks like a drama documentary. It looks like something maybe in the same ilk of Night of Knowing Nothing.
Crap.
I don't know if it's from a different country. It doesn't say that in the details. It's only 86 minutes, so it's not going to be too hard to get through. But that'll be interesting to figure out that one. I don't know why we keep on getting documentary dramas, but that's the luck of the draw, I guess.
Some of it can be good. We got a nice starting one with Summer of Soul, but the other one not so much.
Yeah, well, we'll give this one a go and see what happens. You'll never know. We did
Could be
like... Yeah, well, it is high up there, 548. All right, that is episode 4 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews. Please like and comment and review our podcast wherever you are listening to this. It would help us out a lot. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.